This is from Chapter 6. This is your exercise number 3. And again, algorithmic, so my numbers will be different than yours, but your process will be the same as mine. I look down here and it says prepare a flexible budget based on 13,000, 16,000, and 20,000 filing cabinets for the month of October, assuming that inventories are not sufficient. Enter all the amounts as positive numbers. So we're preparing a flexible budget, and when we do so, we are preparing a budget based on multiple levels of production. So we have 3 different levels of production. So I'm going to enter those levels here. The first one is 13,000. The next one is 16,000. And the last one will be 20,000. So I'm just putting those numbers in there for me to have as a reference. Now I'm going to go back and I can read the information. I need to be able to determine what are the variable costs, because those are going to change based on the quantity we produce, levels of production. And I have to be able to determine those which are fixed costs, because they'll remain the same regardless of the level of production. So it says Cabinair Inc. is one of the largest manufacturers of office furniture in the United States, in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It produces filing cabinets in 2 departments, fabrication and trim assembly. Assume the following information for the fabrication department. Steel per filing cabinet, 48 pounds. Direct labor per filing cabinet, 20 minutes. Supervisor's salary, $132,000. Depreciation, $26,000. Direct labor rate, $24. And steel costs, $1.54. Well, the supervisor's salary and the depreciation are per month, and those are going to be a fixed cost. So let's go ahead and add those two together, $132,000 plus $26,000, and that's going to be $158,000, which will be my fixed costs for each one of those months. So I'm going to enter those across. I'll just get that out of my way. And my depreciation is $26,000. My total fixed cost is $158,000 each month. So it doesn't matter the level of production, the fixed costs are going to remain the same. They are fixed. Okay, so now we can tackle and work with the numbers associated with our variable costs. If we're doing 13,000 units and the steel per unit is 48 pounds, I can multiply the 13,000 units times 48 pounds, and it looks like I get 624,000. Let me double check that because I may have miskeyed that. 48 pounds times the 13,000 units, 624,000 pounds. So my pounds per unit is, or for that level of production, is 624,000 pounds of steel. I'm further going to multiply that times the cost for the steel, which is $1.54 per unit. So my total cost for the steel, my materials, is $960,960. Again, here's how I got that number. I took the units of production times the pounds of steel times the cost per steel. So 13,000 times 48 times $1.54 is $960,960. Let's make that same calculation for the next level of production. I'll take the 16,000 units times 48 pounds times $1.54, and I will have 1,182,720. Finally, the last level, 20,000 units times 48 pounds times $1.54, I'm dividing, sorry. Okay, I got my calculator working. So it's 1,478,400. Again, I'm taking the level of production, 20,000, times the 48 pounds, times $1.54 per pound. Next, we're going to work with our direct labor, and the direct labor is 20 minutes per filing cabinet times our direct labor rate. So in the first one, I'll take 13,000 times 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes is what part of an hour? 1/3. Okay, so I can multiply it times 20 divided by 60, or you can divide it by 3. And then I'm going to multiply that times my labor rate, 24. So that looks like 104,000. We can do the same thing at 16,000. 16,000 times 20 divided by 60, or divided by 3, either way, times $24 an hour, and that's 128,000. Finally, 20,000 units divided by 3 times 24 is 160,000. So that's going to be, for 20,000 units, $160,000 in direct labor cost. My variable cost, then, I can add these numbers together. 104,000 plus 960,960 looks like 1,064,960. Next, I'll do the 16,000 units, 128,000 plus 1,182,720 equals 1,310,720. And the last one is for 20,000. I'm going to take 160,000. That's my direct labor, plus my material cost of 1,478,400. That equals 1,638,400. So that gives me my total variable cost. I need to add, for the department cost, the variable cost plus the fixed cost. So I'll go 106,4960. That's at 13,000 units, my variable cost plus the fixed costs. That equals 1,222,960. And I'm going to continue to do that across. So I take the 1,310,720, my variable cost, add to that my 158,000, that looks like 1,468,720. And next, I'll take for the 20,000 my 1,638,400 plus the 158,000, and I will have 1,796,400. We'll check my work. And that one looks good.